Good morning and welcome to the Real Monica Adams Show. We are live from Mark Anthony's Gifts and Spa, and so glad to have you with us. We are, of course, brought to you each and every day by our friends at Invita Health and Wellness, which is just down the road from Mark Anthony's and, of course, from Christopher's, where our dear friend Mark Coulter owns both of these stores. But we're here being kind and gifting kindly. That is his motto, and more and more and more as we go into the season. We're asking for you to have kindness. How's your day starting off? I'm going to give you a little news you can use with regards to the forecast. I tell you what, we cannot complain about this, can we? I would hope to get more and more and more people to stop complaining in life altogether. But we're talking about absolutely beautiful weather, mild weather, and dry actually until we get into Saturday. So weather-wise, we're looking at a high in the low 50s. But then tomorrow and Friday, 56 for a high. You cannot beat that. And then on Saturday, maybe a little light drizzle. We're talking about highs again in the low 50s, and we're just going to stay there. So maybe about 49 to 50, and then get back up to about 56 on Sunday. So that's your forecast. And as far as today's topics, first of all, have you ever seen the movie Aladdin with our dear friend Robin Williams? Rest in peace. What a comedic genius he was. He played the role of Genie. Well, today we are going to talk to a gentleman who is in from Ohio. He's on the North American tour of Aladdin, and I get a chance to sit down with Marcus Martin. Cannot wait to tell you all about Aladdin, which kicked off last night at the Fabulous Fox and runs through this weekend. Also, we're going to talk about your favorite Christmas movie. So kind of going back to my days of radio when we would have everybody call in and just kind of run down and make us think about the ones we have forgotten about, make us laugh and think of the memories when we were kids or adults. I was watching White Christmas last night. What an iconic film that is. And then Elf has been on a lot, hasn't it, lately? Have you been seeing that one? And then Christmas with the Cranks, which I didn't really get. What do you think about that one with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis? So we'll talk about your favorite Christmas movies. Also, some news you can use. Are you a St. Louis Blues fan? Well, right after the loss last night to the Detroit Red Wings, the Blues fired their head coach, Craig Berube. What do you think about that? Weigh in on that as well. Now, he's been with the Blues for 6 seasons. Yes, he did guide the team to their one and only Stanley Cup win, but what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the Blues letting him go? The season hasn't been the best, so I'm not going to weigh in. I'm going to kind of leave this one up to you, and then I'll comment here and there, but a handful of things for you to talk about this morning. We're also going to be doing our Monica's must-have giveaway. Now, have you seen these? These are those night scopes. Look at that. The light turns on. You can have different levels of, if you're out walking, running, you're biking, maybe you're out working on a car, you're out grilling, and a lot of people like to grill in the winter. This is an opportunity for you to stay safe and not to be able to have, so many things on your hand. So there's some fun ones here. We showed ours the other day that I really loved. This is probably my favorite. This, of course, I'm a big fan of animal print. So you'll get a chance to pick yours. I'm going to do that coming up for you in about 10 minutes before we visit with Marcus Martin, who again is playing Genie on the North American tour here in town, a limited engagement at the Fabulous Fox Theater. Have you ever seen it? Actually, a lot of people, maybe you saw it in New York. If not, have you had a chance to see it before it came into St. Louis? If not, I want you to go. And before I take a quick break, I want to wish my husband a happy anniversary. Today is one of my favorite, and of course, when we come into October, the 3rd of October of 2015 is our wedding anniversary. But this one's really special to me, and I want to know what you think about that. My sister-in-law always says that her favorite date, besides, of course, obviously the day you get married, is the one where it's your first date. And you go back to that. I want to know, do you celebrate that? So this is the day that we had what I call the awakening. And he actually bought me this really beautiful jewelry box that says the awakening on it. And it has this date, 12/13/12. That's when he and I got back together after losing so many years apart. So yeah, happy anniversary, honey. He's not feeling his best. He is actually home from work today, but wanted to wish him a happy anniversary and hopefully he'll feel a little bit better, get some vitamin C in him, some chicken noodle soup, and maybe we can salvage something to celebrate 11 years back together, which is just crazy to me. So yeah, a handful of things to talk about today. I'll say good morning to a bunch of you. And here's the things again you're weighing in on. What do you think about Craig Berube being fired as the St. Louis Blues head coach 2 hours after the loss to the Detroit Red Wings last night? They lost 6-4, not having the best season. So they now have an interim coach. Weigh in on your favorite Christmas movie. And I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Congratulations to our friend. She's become a big friend of the Real Monica Adams team, Ruby Lee, making it in to the top 5 last night. I'm so proud of her and hoping, cross your fingers, that she is crowned the winner of Voice next week. So if you didn't get a chance to see that, again, she is not the only one from Team Reba. The instant save went to Jackie, and I was happy to see that. I wasn't a big fan of Jordan. Let me know what you thought of Jordan, but she did not make it through. Huntley made it through, which I was really, really proud of. That man's got an incredible voice. It'll be interesting. I have a feeling it'll come down between him, he and Ruby, don't you think? Let me know. So a lot for you to weigh in on today. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back to more with you. And then we've got Marcus Martin we're going to be visiting with, Genie in Aladdin at the Fabulous Fox, a limited run through the 17th. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Welcome back. It is Wednesday, December 13th, 7:07 in the morning, and so thrilled to have you. By the way, we've not said this in a while. If you are brand new to the show, let me know how you found our show. Did you just come upon it? Did someone tell you, hey, you got to listen to this show because it's all about positivity? Are you just new today, or you've been watching the last few days? Or how many of you have been watching since we launched this back in March? Richard, good morning. What a beautiful sunrise. I can't see it here. It's actually cloudy here, but I'm glad to hear that it started your day with such a beautiful painting in the sky. Kathleen, good morning. Kathy, good morning to you as well. Marilyn, good morning. Michelle, good morning. Leona, happy anniversary to Jim. Yes, Richard, thank you so much. Happy awakening anniversary, Jim and Monica. Way to go, Ruby. It would be great if you get our channel back by next week for The Voice. Hey, Linda, I tell you what, let me revisit that. So 3 years ago, there was a memory actually that popped up that showed that 3 years ago, this exact same thing was happening when I actually was over at Channel 5. So it's negotiations that take place between NBC, Peacock, and Tegna, which is the parent company of KSDK. But understand that the same thing happened when I was at Fox, and I'm sure it's happened at KMOV. So there's nothing that can be done until they wrap up their negotiations, which a lot of times you see negotiations go into strikes and things like that. Well, this is ongoing negotiations, and until they wrap that up, you're not going to get your channel back. And it was so frustrating to be an employee when nobody could be watching us. Trust me, I understand. Rose, good morning. Sad about Berube, but I suppose it's business. They say he can't relate to the younger guys. I say, can you spell scapegoat? Staying positive. We'll always bleed blue. We absolutely bleed blue, but I'd like to know what you think. You know, I look at the past coaches, and I'll just weigh in. I don't know. I'd like to know if I had an opportunity, if I was still covering sports, if I had a chance to talk to each of them candidly, and if they would actually be real, what would they say? I will tell you from just overall presence and how he was to the community. There was always this, I don't know. I was like, why can't he smile? I don't know if it was something he was putting on, if it was like this mystique about him or what. But I will tell you, in my 12 years of covering sports, I don't know that he was one of my favorites. Just in the time that I met him, which was a handful of times, I never got just this warm, fuzzy feeling about him. But as far as an actual coach, I can't speak firsthand about that because I'm not covering sports right now. But I do hear a lot of things from people that I know that are in the industry, as well as people that know the current players. And I think they're When you have a breakdown of respect, you start having problems in an organization. So, don't know if that played into it at all, but we've got an interim coach and it's time to turn it around. It's interesting. Doug Armstrong has done this multiple times in the middle of a season, firing a coach in the middle of a season, which is really, really interesting. So, yeah, feel free to weigh in and let me know what you think. We're weighing in on the Blues firing Craig Berube. We're also talking about your favorite Christmas movies, which I'm going to come back and visit after our interview with Marcus Martin, which is going to be great. Michelle said beautiful pink sunrise. Well, dang it. It's nothing but cloudy here in Kirkwood, which is unfortunate. I'm not seeing that. Best Christmas movie, Love Actually. Oh, that's a good one, Leona. That's why I want to do that today, to make us think about ones maybe we forgot about. Watch it every year when Hugh Grant does his dancing routine. It cracks me up. I love that. Stephanie, good morning. I'm sad that they let Coach Berube go. Sometimes they need a wake-up call. Yep, that's very true. I just woke up and I'm in shock. Big hockey fan. I am as well. Good morning from the Villages. Hi, Darlene. August 3rd, our first date. We still celebrate where it all began. Happy day to a great couple. Good morning, everybody. Craig Berube's firing was an emotional loss. Way to go for Ruby Lee. Favorite Christmas movie is The Grinch. See you soon. Well, look at her weighing in on everything. I love it. Terry, good morning. Good morning, Michelle. And to Terry, good morning to you. All right, everyone. If you haven't heard, again, weather-wise, there's a beautiful sunrise out there, so you might want to look for it. Hopefully you'll see it. I'm not seeing it here. Alberto, good morning to you. Are you new to the show? I think you are. I have not seen that name before. So Blues News. Favorite Christmas movies, Ruby Lee making it into the top 5. A lot of things to discuss today, and I'll be back to do all that with you. But I was so thrilled to be able to sit down with Marcus Martin. Again, Marcus is playing Genie in Aladdin. Now, this is a movie, or excuse me, a musical. It's a movie, obviously, from 1992, but then it went into a musical in New York, and then started doing a tour all across the United States. And we are so lucky to have not only the incredible talent, but we actually have Nathaniel Hurst, who is from Belleville, and he's in the ensemble, which is really cool to have somebody local that's in the touring aspect of a musical. So congratulations to Nathaniel and Belleville being represented. Here's the funny thing. Jim and I, when we first got back together, we went to see Wicked at the Fox. The arts are very, very big for us. And one of the things I wanted to know is, when do you introduce your kids to the arts? And what kind of influence did you have on the kids? Or if you're a new parent or a new grandparent, I'm asking you to do that because it was a big part of my life. It will always be. And I have to thank my parents for doing that. So weigh in on any of that today. Have you been introduced to the arts by your parents, or who introduced you? Yeah, Darlene said she's happy for Ruby. Good morning. Happy anniversary. Favorite Christmas movie? Frosty the Snowman. I love it. My favorite Christmas movie is A Wonderful Life. Yes, that's ours. It's just, it's a classic. And no matter what, always cry at the end, even though you know what's coming up, right? All right, everybody, it is 7:12. So enjoy this, and then let's come back and talk about all these fun things, weighing in on Coach Berube, Ruby Lee, your influence of the arts on your kids, or when you were introduced. All of that. Favorite Christmas movie I really am really interested in, as I'm getting ready to watch all of them here over the next couple of weeks while I try to start Christmas shopping. I think everybody's only going to get like one present this year. It's just not the year where Monica is just able to give out a ton, because I just don't have the time. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I bought Jessica, my daughter, one of the hats behind you. Yeah, we're going to give this away. Actually, you want to do that now? I promise to do it in about 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 20. How about 17? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Amanda Purcell. Amanda Purcell, congratulations. You are the winner of the Night Scope hats. And again, if you want something that's $20 and under, this is $20. If you want one of these for a hostess gift, you want to put that with a nice little bottle of wine, or there's just so many fun things here. It's a little bit of everything at Mark Anthony's. We're located right at Jefferson and North Kirkwood Road. Come on over the next couple of weeks. I'm talking things for Christmas, for your dogs, for men, for ladies, some jewelry, you name it. If you've never been in here, this is the place to go. So congratulations one more time. Amanda Purcell, will let her know know that she's the winner. And then we'll have another giveaway that we'll be doing on Friday. We'll be back over broadcasting with Mark Coulter at Christopher's in Kirkwood. We'll be back here together next Wednesday, and then the final one will be on Friday. So 3 more that we'll be doing. Yes, congratulations to Amanda. If you have not registered for our giveaways for the Monica's must-haves, it's very simple. Just go to my website, therealmonicaadams.com. Click on what's new, and then you'll see, scroll down, you'll see Monica's must-have. All we need is your name and your email address, and then I usually kind of do maybe 1 to 20, 1 to 30. We've got more and more and more. So we'll be able to maybe go between 1 and 30 next Wednesday, or next Friday, sorry, this coming Friday. I'll let Mark pick a number, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, congratulations to all of you that have won so far. Okay, 7:15. Enjoy this. And if you do not have plans, tonight I'd love to go, since our first date was at the Fox. Jim's not feeling his best, so I was hoping to surprise him that we would have tickets to go see Aladdin tonight. And it is not just for the kids, it's for the whole family. And it's actually a fun date night out. So think about that if you're looking for something to do between now and the 17th. Aladdin, enjoy. We'll be back to talk with you about all the things I want you to weigh in on. But please don't go anywhere. Enjoy this. I'm really proud of this interview. Well, welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. I told you we have a fun one for you today. How many of you love going to the Fox Theater? I hope that the answer is a resounding every one of us, Monica. I was introduced at a very young age, and I thank my parents for that. And here's what I ask you to do. Parents and grandparents, find a show that you want to introduce your kids or your grandkids to, and they will forever thank you. They will forever say, Mom, you're the reason I go to this day. And that's what I say to my mom. The Muni, the Fox, everything, it's all because the arts were introduced to us at a young age, and then we kind of take it from there. This is one of them that I want you to take the entire family to, because you'll be heading out of the theater, you'll be singing, you'll be crying, you'll be laughing, and you'll be talking about it for years to come. In fact, if you remember the movie Aladdin back in 1992, you probably still quote things from that movie, but have you ever actually had a chance to see it on stage? Well, that's what I want you to do, because it starts, actually it started last night and it runs through the 17th, so it's a limited engagement, evening and afternoon matinee opportunities for you. And we are honored and thrilled to have Marcus, who plays Genie in Aladdin. Marcus Martin is here with us. Thank you for coming in, by the way.
Thank you so much for having me, Monica. I love that introduction. I love everything that you said about exposing your kids to arts at a young age.
Isn't it true? Really so were you, by the way?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm an only child and grandchild. And so being, my parents were always wanting me to be cultured and just to see different things. And so, yeah, from a young age, we were, my parents were putting me in my suit, taking me to see the orchestra and taking me to concerts and taking me to theater. So, yeah, that's part of how I am, why I am where I am today. So, well,
yeah. We all need the introduction, right?
Yeah,
introduction to the arts. Yeah, yes. I actually love to watch kids' faces because, first of all, when they just walk into the Fox, which is stunning in and of itself.
Yes.
But the kids are all like this, and especially around this time with everything decked out for Christmas.
Yeah, it's
then
gorgeous.
They get in there, and then they're just like, ooh, ah, and I just love hearing them. And that's the biggest thing I tell you all to do is listen to the kids as they walk out of the theater and what they're holding on to. But you always need an introduction to it.
Yeah, exposing your kids to the arts at a young age, it really opens up. For lack of a better words, it opens up a whole new world, if I may. I tried to avoid it, but it was right there, so I had to walk through the door was open. I had to walk through it.
I mean, now you're going to have us all singing, right? It's one of those earworms.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we even get into where you've gone in your career, and then now being able to be in this production, when did you start acting and singing and any of that? Were you at a very young age?
Yeah, well, even before theater, I've always been a very expressive kid. Like I said, I was a kid with a lot of energy. I'm an only child and grandchild. I have ADHD, ADD, so I've always just been all over the place. But it was really church. My introduction to music was through church. Gospel music, singing in church, singing in the choir, leading solos. And that was really where my love for performing and being in front of people first came alive. Was, doing the Easter speech on Resurrection Sunday and doing the Mother's Day speech. Like that was where I really developed a love for being in front of people. And so my parents always wanted to get me involved in extracurricular activities that would put me around other kids my age, because I was an only child, they wanted me to build social skills. They wanted me to be able to interact with other kids. And so whether it was sports or whatnot, they would every summer I had to be involved in something. And the sports was an epic fail. Was not good at it at all.
Why?
I mean, I'm not athletic at all. I love sports to this day. I love football. I love basketball. I watch it.
What did
I
you
talk
play
about
back
it.
then?
Well, I've tried everything. I'll go sport by sport. So basketball, the first game of the season, they do the tip off. I get the ball. It's great. I dribble, make a shot, nothing but net. First game of the season, first play. That was the last point of the entire season, and we had about 12 games left, and that was just the epic fail. And I was just airballing the whole rest of the season. Soccer.
Hang on to that one highlight, though.
Oh yeah, I hung on to it. Yeah, I'm from Akron, Ohio. It's just the home of LeBron James, and I always joke and say, whatever was in the water that LeBron had, I didn't have that water. It didn't rub off on me.
I drank soda instead of water.
There you go. I drink soda instead of water. There it is. So soccer, I played goalie.
Me too.
I got hit in the face with so many soccer balls.
Yeah, right.
It was an epic fail. They moved me from goalie to another position. I almost scored for the other team.
That's what I was waiting for. I thought you scored the basket for the other team.
No. Yeah, I almost scored for the other team. That was on my second or third position try because they kept moving me around. So sports was a no-go. But I've always been expressive. I've always loved, like I said, singing for people in church. And when I was little, we'd go to church, and then I would come home and do a one-man show version of whatever my pastor preached about. So if the pastor preached about Noah's Ark, I would come home and I would be Noah, the ark, the animals, the water, and then I would pay. I would make my parents and grandparents pay to come up to the attic. The attic was my theater. The attic was deemed my playroom. That was my territory. So I would make my family pay to come up to the attic and see my shows.
Did they walk up the stairs and see a sign that said Marcus's masterpiece?
Yes, pretty much, yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. I was the box office attendant. I was everything. I ran the lights. I ran the sound.
Wow.
Yeah, I did it all. And so because of that, my mom was like, okay, sports clearly is not working, but you have a knack for public speaking, being in front of people, singing, performing. So let's try theater camp. And my life hasn't been the same ever since.
Oh my gosh, I love you already. Marcus Martin, there we go. We're talking about Aladdin and Genie. So when look, let's kind of go back. You were just talking about Ohio. So Marcus actually went to the Baldwin Wallace Music Theater program in Ohio.
Yes.
And you talk about, I saw this as far as people following you because you're going to want to, because he's got this amazing presence and aura about him. But you talk about Big Mama. Tell me about Big Mama.
Yeah, so Big Mama, that was my great-grandmother. She was the matriarch of our family, and so incredibly supportive. And she used to always say, she used to talk about me. She would always say, "That boy gonna make something of himself yet." That's what always. She'd be on the phone, it's like, "Yeah, this came from Marcus's performance, and he did a great job. That boy gonna make some of himself yet." And so I'm always striving to make something of myself for Big Mama, because she passed on when I was in high school, but thank you. I'm always striving to make her proud, and I know that if she was here, to see that I'm traveling across the country, working for Disney, getting to perform, she would be absolutely over the moon. She'd be stressed out. I was like going to all these strange places that she's, oh my God, are you okay? Are you safe? That was the other. I was always stressing her out, because just stepping into a whole nother stratosphere. And I was in competitive show choir when I was a kid, so we would be traveling to different states to go perform, and she didn't understand it. She was like, I mean, you could do it right here. What you got to drive all the way to West Virginia for? And so we're driving, on the weekend 10 hours to West Virginia, and so we were always stressing her out.
She's protective.
She's very protective of me, so we were stressing her out. So she would be thrilled, but she would also be so stressed, trying to make sure I was okay.
She is.
Yeah.
She is thrilled.
Yeah.
She is proud.
Absolutely is. Yeah.
Their presence will always be around us.
Yeah.
It's just hard when their physical presence isn't here.
Of course.
So we're talking about Marcus's background before he gets a chance to get to Aladdin. So you've done a lot, but now here you are, and you're playing this iconic role. What does this mean to you?
It means everything to me. I mean, this is so full circle. Even the role of the Genie, this has been my dream role since I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school. I was watching the Tony Awards. Like most theater kids, Tony Awards is my Super Bowl Sunday.
Absolutely.
Football, you have the Super Bowl, and for me, it was the Tony Awards. And I'm watching the Tonys the year that Aladdin came to Broadway, and I saw James Merle Eichelhard, who would eventually win the Tony that night for the Genie, and the cast performed "Friend Like Me" on the Tony Awards. This explosive number that you see you right now. And it blew my mind, specifically because, as a plus size aspiring teenage, as a teenage aspiring plus size African American baritone aspiring actor, I was told so many times that I wouldn't get to play the best roles, that I wouldn't get to be the star of the show, that I wouldn't get to really take up space in a certain way on the American stage. And so to see someone who was everything that I was and everything that I thought would be my detriment have so much success and do amazing things with this role, it gave me permission to dream of something that I didn't think was possible. And so to now be here playing this role, it means the absolute world to me. I'm having a blast. And it's so iconic. So many people have deep connections to this material. I met a girl, and I believe it was San Antonio, and she said that her and her father used to watch the movie when she was a kid, and her father passed away. And seeing our show, she felt close to her father again. She felt
brought all those memories
yeah,
back, right?
yes, exactly. And so it's things like that that reminds me how much of a responsibility we have and the power in what we're doing.
Oh, the power, you were just talking about everyone's going to go back, whether it is the 1992 film or when it actually went on to Broadway, then it starts touring.
Of course.
Where did someone see it? Did they travel to see it again because it attached itself to them? You met my director, George.
Yes.
And he's an emotional guy, but he talked about how he took his daughter, he thinks was like around 7, to see the movie, and he cried.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm going to admit that I cried. It really does take you in a bevy of emotions.
Yeah, I mean, this show has everything. It makes you laugh. It makes you laugh hysterically, and then all of a sudden you have these feels, and you don't. I think you don't anticipate them, right? You don't anticipate, like, oh, this is fun, we're having a great time. Then out of nowhere, the emotion just hits you, and that's the power of storytelling, the power of live theater. I think we underestimate it sometimes.
I think people do. That's you gave me a chill just 5 minutes ago when you talked, and I want you, if you get a chance, because you're busy right now in this, but if you get a chance, I want you to see the interview I did with Lemmy Pulliam. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
So Lemmy was like you, where he was told, you're never going to get the big roles. He's a big guy, and people used to say to him, well, let's address the elephant in the room, and he's like, why is it an issue? Why do you think that I'm not going to get something because I'm a larger man? You will love him, but what happened, and I'm so glad it hasn't happened to you, he let them have power over him. He let what they said to him get to him, and he was, I gotta chill again, missing from the world with regards to his beautiful voice for 20 years.
Wow.
20 years until someone said, don't you sing? Like, hey, you need to fill in for this person who had to cancel to sing the national anthem. He did it, heard some depth and character to his voice that he didn't hear 20 years ago, started singing again, and guess what? Singing Carnegie Hall and you name it. Wow,
it's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. But
beautiful.
See, this is the message. While we're having fun and we're talking about this amazing theatrical production, it's also the message you have to hear of what he just said, which is if you let other people have power over telling you that you would never ever get anywhere, you would stunt your growth.
Absolutely, yeah. And not to get preachy or religious or anything, but I grew up in a Christian home. I grew up going to church.
These are all faith-based, Marcus.
I love it. Yeah, no, I
do
grew up going to church. I grew up in a Christian home, and so it was always instilled to me that your gifts will make room for you.
Yes.
And whatever God has for you, no man on earth can be able to take it away from you.
Amen.
And so my mom always instilled that into me. Shout out to my mama. She always instilled that into me.
Thank you, Mama.
And so and that's how I carry myself. That's how I go throughout my life, and especially in an industry like this, where you get told no for a living. As an actor, you go and your job as an actor is to stand in front of people and wait for them to approve of you. And so if you don't have some type of groundedness, if you don't have something to keep you grounded and to keep you secure in yourself and in your gifts, it's going to be a tough road, because this business is tough and it's unforgiving. And so I'm really blessed that I have that foundation to know that what's for me is for me, because it makes a difference.
Well, I want to thank your mom and Big Mama for what they've done. We're going to take a quick break. We're visiting again with Marcus, who plays Genie in Aladdin, and we want you to get there. We'll tell you about the run, the times, how you can get tickets, how you can follow him, etc. But I also want to talk about a local guy that we have that's in the ensemble. We'll talk about Nathaniel.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yes, we'll have more on that when we return. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovair Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovair Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovairhealth.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with the Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@therealmonicaadams.com. Welcome back, and thank you again for being a part of the Real Monica Adams Show. We are changing lives every single day through spreading the word of positivity. And the man I have today, he's just lighting up, not just lighting up the room, but he will light up the stage as Genie in Aladdin. We're talking with Marcus Martin again. You said you're from Ohio, but we have a local guy that's playing. Tell me about Nathaniel.
Oh, Nathaniel Hurst, the Nathaniel Hurst. Hey, Nathaniel. I love you, man. Oh, gosh, he's such a blessing. He's such a gift to our company. On stage and off. The man is so talented. I mean, that man can dance. He's an incredible dancer. Our ensemble really brings the world of Agrabah to life in a new way. And it's such an honor to tell that story alongside them. And Nathaniel is a big part of that. You know, it's funny, actually, he actually originally came into our company as a temporary replacement for a cast member who was on medical leave. But because he's so amazing, someone else ended up leaving the show, and the shuffling happened, and they kept him around because we're just like they love what he brings to the show on stage and off. He's an amazing dancer, an amazing person, great energy. Touring is no joke. We not only do we do 8 shows a week, but we live together, we travel together, so we see a lot of each other.
That becomes another family, right?
Yes, we see a lot of each other. And he's such a great addition to our team. And St. Louis, y'all should be so proud. I'm so excited for you all to see him.
Both sides of the river, because he's from Belleville, I believe. Yes, he went to Belleville West High School. I don't know why it is, Marcus, here, but we all say, "Where'd you go to high school?" It's a thing.
Of course, no.
It's more St. Louis.
Everybody does it.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Copley High School. Shout out to Copley. Yeah,
Ohio. But Nathaniel Hurst. So again, he's in the ensemble. I want you to look for him. Belleville West High School, and we're very, very proud to have a local connection to that.
Yes.
But I think that's the biggest thing that people need to understand in life, right? Whether you're on stage or what you're doing in your life, is the team around you.
Yeah. No,
it's not I.
No, absolutely not. No, you can't do it without a team.
Yes.
And for everyone that you see on stage and making this production happen, there are so many people off stage. Our stage managers, our company managers, our lighting technicians, our sound people, and there's so many people that you don't know. And so I highly recommend when you come and see the show, really flip through that playbill, really look at some of those names, that are on the tech side, and even also exposing your kids to that, because that's also a great career choice as well. Amen. There's a lot of people that got into the tech side of theater, not originally knowing that you can make a career out of it.
Well, building the sets.
One of my best
friends, that's what she wanted, didn't she? Whenever she goes and sees anything, she always sits there and goes, I should have done it.
Yeah.
Building the sets. And they've become so much more remarkable. And costume design.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, our costumes, Tony Award winner Greg Barnes designed our costumes. They are amazing. I mean, it's majestic is the word that I always think of. I mean, and that's kind of what the world.
Look at that set. I mean, come on.
Insanity.
And then the musicality of it all. I mean, we all, of course, know A Whole New World.
Of course.
And I'm sure everybody will be singing that.
Yeah.
But what do you think for those, just to sprinkle it in, so don't give it all away, but to sprinkle in, what are your favorites as far as the most powerful part of the night and maybe the most hilarious part?
Yeah, I mean, The music is so amazing. One fun fact that I will give for
Okay.
your audience is that there's a lot of new songs but there were songs that were actually written for the film in the '90s, but they were cut for whether it's time or how things go. They just ended up not making the final cut of the film. But so a lot of those new songs were reintroduced for the stage show. So there's some beautiful new songs. One of my favorites is called Proud of Your Boy.
Okay.
It's a beautiful ballad that Aladdin sings. Our Aladdin, Adi Roy, has an incredible voice, and he brings the house down with it every single night. Our Aladdin and Jasmine sing another new song called Million Miles Away. Sinzel Amadi plays Jasmine. Her voice is stellar, one of the most stunning voices I've ever heard, and their voices mesh so well together on that song. So those are two of my favorite moments of the evening. But yeah, musically, all the songs that you love are in there. And there's also some new things as well that I think you'll enjoy.
Well, and that's the reason why, if all of you are just like, oh, I've seen the movie, you haven't seen this. It's so very different. And that's what I love. And it's always fun to talk to actors to say, what do you love more? Do you love the feedback and the reaction of live? Yeah. And most, I mean, it's really fun to see people who have acted, and it's always been, in the big screen or small screen. And then they're like, I'm going to dabble into live. And it's such a different animal.
It's such a different, it's so funny. I've gotten to dabble a little bit into the TV film world as well. I got to do a small role on a show called Power Book 2 Ghost, which was a lot of fun. I had a recurring role on last season of that show, which is a lot of fun. But it's really cool getting into the different. I mean, storytelling is storytelling at the end of the day, and it's all about being honest and truthful as a storyteller. But also the technical differences in each style of storytelling is so interesting, and it's so fun to play into that. It's fun. I mean, I just love what I do. I love what I do. I love the craft. I was just telling Megan, who does a great job, by the way.
She's incredible.
Shout out to Megan and Zuri. Yes, Megan and Zuri, who do a great job making all of these interviews that you see possible. Yes. With the actors from the Fox. But I was just telling Megan that I always call myself a fan first, actor second. I'm a fan first, actor second. I love and I appreciate the craft just as a fan.
You have to.
And then also that kind of turns into me being a student of the craft, just trying to learn from every experience that I have, every show that I watch on TV, every movie that I see, every show I watch in the theater, trying to take something from it to make me better at my craft.
Marcus, we all should be students of life every single day.
Yes.
If you ever think that you're at the top of your craft, just wait. Someone's climbing that ladder to get ready to go, boom.
Always something to learn. There's always something to learn.
All right, well, let's give you the rundown of everything that you need to know.
Okay.
So, again, it started last night. It runs through the 17th. So, 7:30 p.m. shows, but there's also a Thursday matinee, Saturday at 2 and 7:30, and then Sunday at 1 o'clock. You can go to fabulousfox.com right there if you're looking. But look at all those incredible shows coming up. I can't wait for Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, come on. That is going to be absolutely hilarious.
Classic.
There you go. So, it's Disney's Aladdin, the hit Broadway musical. Bring the family. Nice date night out. Now, here's the thing that's fun for me to tell you. So my husband and I, we got back together. Megan knows this story. We got back together in 2012. We had dated back in 2001.
Wow.
And when we got back together, we were actually going as friends.
Yeah.
And not knowing that this beautiful relationship was going to be rekindled.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So the Fox has such a beautiful connection to us.
Yeah.
And it's always been weird because, or beautiful, I shouldn't say weird. It's beautiful that somehow every year, it's right around the time of the date that we got back together.
Yeah.
That we're at the Fox again.
I love that.
I look through all these memories on
That's
Facebook. I'm like,
beautiful.
we're at the Fox again. We're at the Fox again. This is where we have
beautiful. You know, we have a lot of couples that come see our show for date night, actually. Date night at Aladdin is a huge thing. We actually, just last week, I was tagged in a post by a couple who their first date their first date was to see the movie when it came out in the 90s.
And then they came to see it on stage.
Yes, and they were celebrating their 30-something wedding anniversary.
With you.
And so they decided to come see the show. And we have so many couples that, adult couples. The show is for everybody. I know people hear Disney and they think it's for kids.
Right.
It's for everybody. But yes, a lot of couples for date night. Yeah, it's beautiful. And we get a lot of date night couples, and that makes me really happy.
Well, if my husband is open to it, I had a meeting that I was supposed to have tonight.
Yeah.
But if he's willing, it is our anniversary.
Oh my gosh!
So if he's willing, we attend the Fox again.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you. And we see a musical that he and I have never seen together. So that's what I'm hoping.
Yes.
Yeah, and he'll be like, Monica, hang on a second.
Yes.
So
what a beautiful idea.
That was my little surprise that I would hope.
Yes.
But as we wrap up, what you just said is so very true, because when you look out and you sing or they dance or whatever, you know that people are going through so many things, right? So many aspects of life, and you never know what emotion you're going to take them through. Maybe they're in a horrible state when they come walking in. You bring the two back together. Maybe they have an argument and then you bring them back together. You impact a child's life. So much is happening in the hundreds that are sitting there watching you night after night. You understand and you appreciate that.
Yes, I truly understand the power, and once again, the word I keep coming back to is responsibility.
Yes.
You know, yes, being an actor is a lot of fun, but being an actor is, my mom used to tell me, to whom much is given, much is required. And so it's a lot of fun. There are a lot of perks, and it's really great, and you can travel, see the world, but it is a responsibility to bring people together and give them joy, to make them laugh. They paid their hard-earned money to be here, to have an experience, to be taken to a beautiful place, into the magical world of Agrabah for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And so, we're going to do everything that we can to give you the best experience and to hopefully help you leave a little bit more happy than you were when you came in.
I'm so excited. Again, it runs through the 17th. We want you to get tickets. Have you been to St. Louis, by the way, before?
This is my second time. Fun story. First time I was in college and I was attending the Midwest Theater auditions, which brief synopsis. So it's a big musical theater audition where several summer theaters, theater companies, about 40 or 50, they all come and you audition for all of them at the same time in hopes of that one of them will hire you for the summer. So I was a sophomore in college and hoping to get hired by a summer theater. I did get hired by a summer theater that when I was here. It was at Webster University.
Oh, I love that
Webster
connection.
Yeah, I went inside the big theater at Webster, and there was about 40 different theater companies. They were all sitting there, and then I auditioned for all of them, and
you got chosen here.
Yes,
Look at that
I was able to get shows there, and things have gone well ever since. So to be back in this capacity is really lovely.
Well, we love having you back. Can't wait to hear what you all think. I want you to go, bring the kids, bring the family, or as Marcus said, have it as a nice date night out. Just make sure that you let me know. That's what I want. I want the feedback after the performance. Let me know what you think of this guy playing Genie. All right, fabulousfox.com. That's where you can go and get tickets. And again, it runs through the 17th. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. This was a pleasure.
And to each and every one of you, don't go anywhere. We're going to tell you more about other shows that are coming up. We've got more of this, Knowing Your Value, right here on The Real Monica Adams Show. So stay tuned. 741. I hope you enjoyed that. Segment has been brought to you by our friends at Kathy Kilo Peterson State Farm, kkilo.com. It's 636-561-6460. And we've been talking about life insurance. You know, the holidays, of course, are right around the corner. Why not consider a gift you might not have thought about, a gift of a lifetime, one that continues to go beyond the kids' years into the adult years, cash building life insurance for your kids or your grandkids. Seriously, I want you to think about it. They will thank you for years to come. They are dividend-rich policies and a financial gift that will have forever the magnitude of giving back, right? It can be under $20 per month. So I want you to check them out, kkilo.com or 636-561-6460.
Carroll House Furniture is growing and hiring for many positions. Drive to success delivering concierge service and setup in customer homes.
Enjoy teamwork in our clean, organized warehouse where Carroll House stocks for fast, free delivery.
Associates sell more and make more with 3.5 acres of choices in stock. Infinite custom orders, plus the lowest prices in the country.
If you like top pay and the best benefits in St. Louis, you'll love working here.
So if you like nice things, join the Carroll House Furniture family.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with the Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@therealmonicaadams.com. All right, well, welcome back, 7:43. Once again, thank you so much to Megan at the Fox Theater for setting up that wonderful interview. Didn't you love him? The man's energy was just through the roof, and I cannot wait to see him. I am just crossing my fingers that Jim is going to be feeling better and that I can provide that surprise to him and that we can celebrate our anniversary at the Fox. Probably 6 times of our 11 years back together, we've been at the Fox. We saw Wicked when we first got back together. We saw Wicked again. We saw Martina McBride at the Fox when she had her big Christmas special one year, and it would be really fun to see a show that we've never seen before, Aladdin. So there you go. Have you ever seen it? The musical side, not the movie side, but have you ever seen it? If so, let me know what you thought of it. Great family musical and great date night, as Marcus said. Okay, back to a few things. We're talking about, again, congratulating Ruby Lee from Foley, Missouri, a good friend of the Real Monica Adams team. She has made it into the top 5. Congratulations to her and to Team Reba and to her singing mate, I guess I should say, on Team Reba, Jackie, who was the instant save. So congratulations. Jackie has one heck of a voice. It's going to be hard. I'm a fan of Jackie's. I'm a fan of Huntley's, and I'm a big fan, of course, of Ruby Lee. And we want Ruby to win next week. Vote, vote, vote. The winner will be crowned next week. Okay, we're talking about favorite Christmas movies. We're talking about Coach Berube being fired. That was the big sports news. Happened 2 hours. Doug Armstrong making that announcement right after the Blues lost to the Detroit Red Wings last night, 6-4. So a handful of things that you can talk about. Ruby, the Christmas movies, your favorite one, and the Blues news. Let me know what you think about that. If you didn't hear the weather forecast, we're talking about 51 for a high today, 56 for a high Thursday and Friday. Saturday, maybe a little drizzle down to 49, and then back up into the mid-50s on Sunday. This beautiful mild stretch. You cannot complain. A lot of people talking about a beautiful sunrise today as well. If you're just tuning in, I'm Monica Adams, the real, authentic Monica Adams, and I want all of us to show that authentic side. Every single person that you meet in life, the more you show who you really are, the more this is a kinder world, right? Stop putting the mask on. Stop being fake. We want to see who you really are. It will be better. I can guarantee you the world will start to change. And what we're trying to do is do a movement. So let me see some of the comments here. My favorite Christmas movie is A Wonderful Life. That's another one. I agree. I bought Jessica, my daughter, one of the hats behind you. Oh, the white one. So I did spin it around. Here's the white one below. But look at the Christmas ones. How fun are these? So we've got actually Santa night scope. The night owl, it's called, and then a little elf one. So yeah, there's red and there's navy and there's green. So these were the Monica's must have. Easy $20 and under gift. I've got some other ones though. If you didn't know that there are a lot of things, dog toys, dog treats here. Look at this. I'm going to get this one. It's called the Wild One, which would fit a nickname for my Adelaide. A little peanut butter, molasses, coconut oil, flaxseed, and blueberry treat. Here's one that has apples and bananas and blueberries in it, and sweet potatoes. So yes, you can pick up some healthy treats for the kids, for your little furry kids. I love this one. It just fell on the ground. Let me grab it for you. So anybody a Mercedes fan? I'm not talking about singing. I'm talking about the car. If you are a Mercedes fan, this is a Mercedes. I actually got this for Tessa years back. It was gone in like less than 5 minutes. So I'm going to try to get it to Adelaide this time to see if we can keep it around. Does it squeak? Oh, yeah. Little squeak. The dogs love the squeak. But how many of you have gotten these where something comes out of the toy? Look, and it's got the little crinkly noise in it. This little dog bone is inside, a ball and a dog bone inside. So it allows them to use their brains to try to get that out. This is like Louis Vuitton. This is Chewy Vuitton Paris. So some cute things. And then a Christmas-based one, peppermint bark. Again, little Christmas cane and a bone come out of it. So some fun things for the dogs. Don't forget the dogs when you're doing shopping. I told you, if you haven't been in here, I really mean it when I say there's a little bit of everything. And one of the things, if you didn't see it the other day, we were talking about, I'm going to throw these on the ground. We were talking about how popular these are. And I'm going to be doing Wet Your Whistle Wednesday live. So you get a bonus show at 4:00 this afternoon. I think Michelle might be joining me. There's a lot of things that we're doing today. And I'm hoping that by 4:00 we'll be able to make it over to her house Winehouse. And if you ever want to think about something special you would like for us to feature on Wet Your Whistle Wednesday with the guys at Clayton Winehouse, let us know. Michelle thought, hey, we're going into the holidays. How about some bubbles? So we're going to talk about champagne. We're going to talk about sparkling wine. We can talk about Prosecco. We can talk about bubbles, all those. And somebody asked me today, Mary, thank you for this, by the way. She's like, well, do they have more like spirits and things like that I can also get? And that was the thing that I want to keep stressing. Yes, it really is a one-stop shop. You want to grab some vodka, you want to grab rum, tequila, your bourbons, your scotches, wine, absolutely, champagnes, bubbles. You want to grab stuff for charcuterie platters, some nice nuts you can put in a little bowl. You want you want pasta, syrups, sangria. Yes, 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 and yes. Clayton Winehouse, and I'll be doing the big Wet Your Whistle Wednesday later this afternoon. One of the things you might want to get, though, for those bourbon and whiskey lovers on your list is this. And you might as well pick it up if you get a chance, maybe here, or they actually had a Coravan. I think they're out of it. We were talking about Coravans. I looked yesterday and they were out, so hopefully they can get one for you at Clayton Winehouse. Ask them if they can get these, and if not, then I do know there's a few here at Mark Anthony's in Kirkwood. A smoked cocktail kit. This actually has smoking pellets for approximately 50 cocktails. And if you've never used this, there's no mechanical parts. It's simple, but it makes the drink smoky. And it's just fun. I mean, it's all about presentation, too, as you're doing your hosting. So there you go. That'd be a good one. My brother bought one of those for Jim a couple years back. All right, let me see some of the comments here. Darlene says A Christmas Carol. We're weighing in on favorite Christmas movies. My grandpa and my mom took us to the Ice Capades when we were young. Yeah, we're also talking about the influence of the arts. Did you, as a parent or as a grandparent, did you introduce your kids or your grandkids first to the arts? My mom and dad introduced us to the Muni and to the Fox when we were about 6 or 7 years old, and it stuck. And here I am all these years later talking about the huge influence it's had on me. Congrats to Amanda. They're great. I'm giving it for Christmas. Oh, yeah. Amanda was our winner today, by the way, of the North Pole collection or the Nova collection, any of these, the Night Scope. She'll be able to pick the one that she likes. Okay, Michelle says when her son was little, she took Max to the symphony. There's another one I love, to see them play along with Bugs Bunny cartoons. He loved watching the musicians, and as he got older, we would see the Harry Potter after he read the books. Yes, if you've never been to the symphony, they do a lot of music to different movies. We took my mom to see Singing in the Rain with the symphony playing behind it. Some really cool things. I want you to think out of the box. When you think you've introduced your kids to everything, no, maybe you should think about the arts. Good morning, Teresa, and good morning. Happy anniversary. Thank you. Hope you feel better to Jim. Yay for Ruby Lee. Love Aladdin. Love the arts. I started going to the Muni since I was 5 years old. All right, Barb. Monica, you're in a boutique several days a week. How have you not started shopping? Well, here's the problem, Barb. If I only knew how to slow down. So here I stack my schedule crazy. So I get here, I train clients at 6. I do the show for you at 7. I have a client coming in at 8, and then I have to race out normally, and I go personal train, or I go styling, or I have meetings about bringing new sponsors on, which, by the way, we'd love to have you. We always want to thank the very growing list of sponsors that we've had over the first year, the 2023 year. It started with Invita Health and Wellness, and then came the Carroll House Furniture that we have from our set. We have Florida Direct Palm Trees. I had a meeting yesterday with Greg, hoping to have them come back in the spring as they get ready for their big season. We want to thank Kathy Kilo Peterson for coming on, Clayton Winehouse for coming on, Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa and Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue has been part of our team this year, as well as Pets at Rest. We've got BioFit coming on next week. Thank you to John. And I can't wait for you to hear about a whole new way of training, and maybe your new way of training. That's next Tuesday morning, by the way, at 7 o'clock. So yes, if I could slow down. And today I might have a little time because I want to stay out of the house so Jim can rest and heal. And I'm in a store that will allow me to get some of my shopping done. So a lot of people might be getting gifts from right here, Mark Anthony's, and they probably would be happy about that because there's some beautiful stuff here. My favorite movie is The Family Man. Oh, Alberto, I don't know that one. And Alberto, again, are you brand new to the show? I hope you're still on. I have not seen your name before. I haven't seen The Family Man. This is why I'm doing it. Give us some opportunities to see new movies that we've maybe never heard of. Linda says my favorite movie, One Magical Christmas. I don't know that one either. Rose, The Family Stone. There's 3 in a row I don't know. One of my favorite Christmas movies, also fun to watch, Holidays in Handcuffs. What is that one? Love your shirt, Monica. Never seen a Mizzou shirt in that color. Oh, yeah. So when we went to see the Mizzou game, We went by Rally House, and this is what I picked up. I love this. It's a Champion sweatshirt. I'm a big V-neck fan for girls, ladies. Mizzou Tigers, how about them, huh? What an incredible season they had. We're talking about sports a little bit as well, if you haven't heard. Breaking news last night, 2 hours after the game, the Blues fired coach Craig Berube. Wanted to see what you thought about that. Mizzou, though, what an amazing season they had. Sean, good morning. One of my daughter's favorites is Mamma Mia. Oh, at the Fox. Yeah, we're going in February to the Fox. Mom-daughter date. That's the other thing, right? So you could have a mother-daughter, a mother-son, a father-daughter, father-son, grandparents. Just do that introduction. I'm telling you, if you've never done it, your kids will definitely thank you. Michelle said she loved Marcus's energy. What a stunning smile. I know. My favorite Christmas movie in no particular order. Elf. Yeah, I watched that twice now. At least it was on in the background. I don't know that I'd put it as my favorite, but it makes you laugh. And the spaghetti with the syrup. Have you ever tried that, by the way? The Christmas Story. Yes, that's always a classic. And the leg lamp. You got to love that. Or you'll shoot your eye out. Christmas Vacation. That's a classic. And Die Hard. Yeah, if you haven't thought about it, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Sandeep, good morning to you and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Bill, good morning. Maria Perez, hello from the Philippines. Well, we've got people in so many other countries that watch. I love it. I really wanted to see this one. Bet this is great. Josh, make time to see Aladdin. If you can get a chance, it runs through the 17th. Happy anniversary. Have a great time. Well, Terry, it's not a definite. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that. We will do Wet Your Whistle at 4 o'clock, but I don't know that we're going to be able to get to the Fox. It depends on how he's feeling. Tony says, so awesome. And Kathy, your interviews are so personal and top-notch. Thanks. Well, wow. Thank you. I greatly appreciate that. That means a lot to me. We are all blessed. Thank you. Favorite Christmas movie? The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. And I love Home Alone. Julie, I'm a dog mom now. Yes, you are. Give me all the dog stuff. Julie, if you haven't been here, you got to come here for Peppy. There's so many cute things here. You know what? All right. If you allow, just enjoy the music. I don't know if you can hear the Christmas music in the background, but I'm going to grab something that's made my life so much easier. Dog moms and dog dads, give me 5 seconds. Okay. I got one in like a taupe or a caramel color. This is called the Wild One. All right, you want to know what I do with this? It's like a little crossbody bag. I've actually turned it into a couple things. All right, Mark, thank me for this later. This says Wild One, and it's Isaac. So that's the designer in this. Okay, when you go for walks, you can put your poop bags in here. I put my phone in here. I put my earbud in. Only one now. I learned that from the Murphys. Thank you to Lauren and Colleen for that because that's the safety aspect. Grab one of your night scope hats if you're doing this early, walking the dogs early. Make sure they have reflective clothing all as well. Always safety first. So I have my phone in here. I put poop bags in there. And then anything else you want to do, it opens up, it expands way out. It's also got a front pocket. And then I put it adjusts. So you can open it up, do a little crossbody. This is actually a fun color. I have it on, and that I'm hands-free, which I absolutely love because I have 3 dogs. And how many of you, like me, get all tangled up in the dogs, and when you're trying to hold something, it doesn't work. So it also has these little clips on them. So I take and I put a water bottle that I have, which is genius, by the way. It has 2 parts. The front part has the water. It screws in, and then you push a button, and it goes into like a little bowl, a little scooped bowl. The dogs can have a little water, and then you can pour it out if they don't drink all of it. And then I just go and I attach it back. So nothing. I am hands-free, which really, really helps. So this is here. I bought this. There's a ton of colors. There's a nice little lilac. There is a periwinkle. There's this fun one. And like I said, I have one that looks like kind of like a caramely, a taupe. So there you go. There's an idea for you that's for the dogs and for you. There's so much more. Dog lovers, come to Mark Anthony's for your dog toys and dog gifts and dog treats, etc. A lot of Beanie Babies here. I'm just kind of looking around the store. A lot of stuff for cocktails. A lot of things for the guys because it's a big clothing store. Oh, look behind me, by the way. Mark didn't even tell me this. Do you see all that on the countertop? All of those boxes are fitness related. There's kettlebells, there's jump ropes, there's a balance board, resistance bands, you name it. He brought in a ton of fitness stuff. Why? Well, because it makes sense. We now personal train here, and we have been for the last several months, over 6 months now. Personal training on the left side of the store. I do semi-private training. And if you don't know about that, so semi-private ideally is 3 people or more, because my private training is usually $100 per person. And I actually went into semi-private so people could afford it more. So I don't usually do 1 or 2 people in semi-private. It's usually 3, and you can get it for as low as $35 per session. So you want to talk about giving the gift of health to someone. You could get them a gift card so that they could work out with me, or they could have life coaching with me. Maybe I could do both. There's a guy named Brian who reached out to me 3 days ago, and he said he needs both. He wants the life coaching and the personal training. So it can be done right here at Mark Anthony's Wednesdays and Friday mornings at 6 a.m. We do have an 8 o'clock. We need to have more people actually in that particular one. 7 o'clock I can't do. I know it's on the schedule, but we can't do 7 because I do the show from here. We even could do 5 a.m. for all of you early risers, 5, 6, and 8 a.m. on a Wednesday or a Friday. I'm glad I just thought of that. So yes, we are just a couple weeks away, few weeks away from New Year's resolutions. So think about that. You want to give the gift of health, and you want somebody to really be cared about. I will do that for them. Personal training and life coaching. Let's see. Those will just be fluff bits all over your living room in no time. Yes. I know. If you have a dog like me, it doesn't last but more than 2 minutes. It's a Wonderful Life, the original Miracle on 34th Street. Thank you for saying that. My dad was a huge Natalie Wood fan. So is my husband. Angie, good morning. Happy anniversary. Saw Aladdin at the Muni. It was my boy's first show. It was amazing. Favorite Christmas movies are, there she goes, Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, Elf, and Christmas Vacation, as well as Christmas Story. Love it, love it, love it. BioFit is on, yes, next Tuesday. There you go. MIZNZOU, The Holiday. I don't know that one. Hello, good morning to you. The Christmas Carol's a good movie. Love Actually, someone said earlier, yes. Another person watching from the Philippines, thank you. What type of fitness band should I get? They're here. So come and pick them up. So I don't even know if he has marked these yet. I mean, they literally just came in. So yeah, if you want something for fitness, there you go. All right, a quick break and we're going to wrap up the show. I've got some gratitude, some positivity. I told you we'd sprinkle in a little value, and that's what we'll do as we wrap up on a Wednesday morning. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment, or online, EnvitaHealthAndWellness.com. And welcome back. It is 8 o'clock on the nose. And as I promised, give you a little gratitude. I want to give you a daily practice of this, the daily practice of gratitude. Here's what I want you to do. Make an emergency pick-me-up plan. So what does that consist of? So here's what I wrote down. Your favorite music, or a movement, right? Maybe you walk, maybe you dance, maybe you do a little Pilates, you do a little bar, you just go stretching. I don't care. Connect with a friend, and I mean connect like on the phone or in person. Make a date with them. Reading 10 pages a day of something that will really fill your soul, or meditate on positive affirmations or Bible passages. You know, we normally wrap up our show in the studio with devotions. That's a daily practice of gratitude. You start doing that, and watch how your life changes. Acknowledge anxious, fearful, or negative feelings and add a new phrase, I appreciate, and then fill that in. Pause throughout the day to appreciate something in the moment, including the ways you've handled situations. Have you handled them well, or has it made you anxious? Practice some deep breathing. So the deep breathing and the meditation go hand in hand with some visualization techniques of something that lifts your spirit. So find beauty, pause, appreciate it. Say thank you to people who support you in any way. Write little notes of appreciation before your husband, your wife, your kids go off. I've got a client right now that is sending her kids a text every morning, 30 days. It's like an advent calendar for her. 30 days of maybe putting a picture in a text message of something that meant the world to her, with a combination of her and her child. Think about that. And then write on a gratitude journal. and smile as you greet others. These are the little things that you can do, daily practices of gratitude. I know I gave a lot of things to you, but go back and rewind and listen to that. Write them down and start incorporating it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the show today, and not just today, but each and every day. Don't keep it to yourself, though. Remember to share these stories. Like, follow our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube, and go back, fill your soul with the ones from over the past several months. Some big shows on tap for you. We are going to talk about Sleep in Heavenly Peace, children who don't even have a bed. Well, guess what? We volunteered to build those beds, and we delivered them. We're going to show you that on Monday with Sarah Franco from Invita Health and Wellness. We'll have Dr. Charles Willie with Medical Monday and Ask the Doctor from Innovare Healthcare on. And then we've got John on from BioFit on Tuesday. Can't wait to show you a whole new way to get your health in check. Thank you, everybody. I hope you go out and have a great Wednesday. And remember, you can be literally anything you want to be in the world. You got to believe in yourself, but don't forget to be kind to everybody. God bless you.